working? Can you hear me? Yeah?
Good morning. Good morning and welcome to the worship service of the First Unitarian Church of Hobart, where we strive to put love at the center of how we show up in the world. So each week during our Sunday morning worship services, we join together in affirming that love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is its sacrament, service is its prayer, and this is our covenant. To dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. Since not everyone can attend in person, we are streaming this worship service online, and we extend a special welcome to all who are joining us virtually. The joys and sorrows portion of our service, however, is private, and we will temporarily pause the stream for that. But other than that, this worship service is being recorded and will be available for future viewing on our website. This morning, we celebrate Blessed Samhain. Now, please turn off or silence your devices. And as you do so, allow yourself to enter this sacred space and time together. Take a breath. And another. And join us in the spirit of reverence.
Once more the fields have ripened to harvest, and the fruitful earth has fulfilled the promise of spring. The work of those who labor has been rewarded. They have sown and reaped, planted and gathered. How rich and beautiful is the bounty gathered. The golden grain and clustered corn, the grapes of purple and green, the crimson apples and yellow pears, and all the colors of orchard and garden, vineyard and field. Season follows after season, after winter the spring, after summer the harvest-laden autumn. From bud to blossom, from flower to fruit, from seed to bud again, the beauty of earth unfolds. The harvest of the soil we are given occasion to garner, a harvest of the heart and mind, a harvest of resolve to be careful stewards of all life's gifts and opportunities, a harvest of reverence for the wondrous powers and life at work in things that grow and in the soul, a harvest of gratitude for every good which we enjoy, and of fellowship for all who are sustained by earth's beauty.
ran off with the matches?
Always have trouble with that.
Are there matches on there?
don't have
No real candles, please. Thank you. That'll do. Maybe, I think. Yeah, you got it?
Thank you, Don.
Thank you, Don. Thank you. We gather this hour as people of faith with joys and sorrows, gifts and needs. We light this beacon of hope, sign of our quest for truth and meaning in celebration of the life we share together. And now on this beautiful fall day, during our Samhain celebration, it is time to look around at these wonderful people who are sharing this space with you. Let's greet our neighbor, wave, smile, jump up and down. You do all those things. Good morning. And now, in joyful body or spirit, please rise for hymn number 54, Now Light is Less. You may be seated. Now we take a few minutes in our service to share our greatest joys, our deepest sorrows. As you are willing, in a few words, please state your name and your joy or your concern, and I will bring the microphone around. Thank you. You may be seated. On Turning by Jack Reamer. Now is the time for turning. The leaves are beginning to turn from green to red to orange. The birds are beginning to turn and are heading once more towards the south. The animals are beginning to turn to storing their food for the winter. For leaves, birds, and animals, turning comes instinctively. But for us, turning does not come so easily. It takes an act of will for us to make a turn. It means breaking with old habits. It means admitting we have been wrong, and this is never easy. It means losing face. It means starting all over again, and this is always painful. It means saying, I am sorry. It means recognizing that we have the ability to change. These things are hard to do. But unless we turn, we will be trapped forever in yesterday's ways. Mother, help us to turn from callousness to sensitivity, from hostility to love, from pettiness to purpose, from envy to contentment, from carelessness to discipline, from fear to faith. Turn us around, O Mother, and bring us back toward you. Revive our lives as at the beginning, and turn us toward each other, Mother, for in isolation there is no life.
Good morning. Okay, I would like to guide you guys this morning on this beautiful day in a guided meditation regarding our leaves. So if I can have 4 volunteers to pass out the leaves, 2 on each side, and go ahead and pick whichever leaf speaks to you, whichever color, shape, whichever you want. Now, I'd like to share this experience of the glory that the Mother has given to us this season in a guided meditation with these beautiful leaves that are being passed out right now. And does everyone have their leaves? Not yet? Okay, they're coming. Jeremy, you want to leave? Pat, can you give Jeremy a leaf?
Oh, I'm sorry. Would you like a leaf?
No, I have to read.
But would you like a leaf for commemorative?
Oh, no, I have plenty, but thank you. Thank you so much. We had a lot of good volunteers picking up all these leaves, and outside, they're just so wonderful and pretty. Okay, and if I could ask you to get comfortable in your seats, get real relaxed. We're going to go on a journey. Okay, gently place your special leaf into the palm of your hand and briefly study it. Get a good look at the entire leaf, back and front. Now, if I could ask you to please close your eyes. Keep your leaf in the palm of your hand. And take a nice, slow, deep breath in. Exhale slowly. Another slow, steady, and relaxing breath in. Then release with a deep cleansing exhale, letting go of the worries of the day. At this moment, you are in a safe place and a safe time. Still with your eyes closed, please take your fingers and ever so gently feel your leaf in your palm. Keep in mind the shape, the color, feel its veins, the stem. Acknowledge the texture of your leaf. Is it thin and fragile? A sturdy, full one? Or something in between? Take your fingers and trace the edges of your leaf. Taking another long, slow, deep breath while I take you to Mother Nature's forest. As we enter her forest, observe the multicolored leaves on the ground. Look at the dappled sunlight dancing over the leaves. See all the variations of the leaves from all the different trees that surround you. Can you see all the different shapes and sizes of those leaves? Covering every inch on the ground. Now notice the aroma of the forest. The cool air is brisk, it's crisp, and it feels fresher. With another slow, deep breath, you could detect the sense of this place, the sense of the forest. The heat and humidity of the summer are gone. We survived. The forest smell is intoxicating. It washes over you, takes you back to an easier time, a more relaxing time. Feel the gentle breeze lifting up the leaves as they dance in the air, swirling about in a tiny whirlwind. Now let's turn our attention upward to the trees that are surrounding you. You notice there are many species of trees that can be found here. There are the gorgeous red maples, the bright gold sugar maples and tulip poplars, the scarlet red sumac, the burnt orange sassafras, and even the dark purples of the crimson kings. Every shade is found here in the forest. Breathe in the nature that surrounds you. Hear the soft twittering of the birds that haven't fled the coming winter. You can almost taste the autumn. Let it wash over you and envelop your soul, your every existence. As we gaze at the trees standing tall and strong, notice the large trunks and branches. See how they reach out to the sky towards the heavens. Inhale the coolness of the autumnal air. Allow it to fill your lungs and comfortably expand them. Slowly exhale, letting out all the worries of the mundane world. Now, when you're ready, I want you to come back to your leaf in your palm of your hand. It has transported you to the mother's forest, to her sanctuary. She shares her sanctuary with us and enables us to experience all of her glory. May we honor and thank her this season. Blessed be.
The story I'm going to read to you is Ancient Night by David Alvarez. It dawns, and as the sun takes its place, this is on the inner page, and clears the shadows of our memory, we remember the stories our grandmother told us. At the start of things, the elders say, the universe was hushed and still. The moon alone shone bright and round in the star-speckled dark of the sky. To keep its light forever aglow, Rabbit made her way down the great Seba's trunk and trekked across the sea-ringed world. To bring back more aguamiel, the precious, glowing nectar that brims in the heart of the first and holy McGee. Clever opossum had watched the moon grow brighter and dimmer and brighter again with every passing night. He waited in hiding till at last he caught sight of Rabbit, his rival, refilling the moon. Why should you get every drop, he thought. I want to taste the nectar too. Surprised the sky was dark, Rabbit set out to follow a bobbing circle of light. She found a possum drinking deep from his stolen jug of sacred sap. Foolish opossum, what have you done? Rabbit cried out. Now no heavenly light can shine upon the earth. Full of regret and shame, Opossum fled to his home underground. Then he recalled a treasure hidden deep within the earth. He went searching for that fire, prepared by mighty gods as a gift for future humans who might shiver in the dark. To steal it cost the fur from the tip of Opossum's tail, but soon he set the blazing sun high in its place in the sky. Now, as the glow of the moon fades with the dawning sun, Opossum and Rabbit, guardians of light, sip their aguamiel together, sharing the stories that they hear of their many epic treks across the sea-ringed world. Thank you.
Now please rise and bow to your spirit for our middle hymn, number 1001, in the key of the breaths. We're to be in that and also on the screen.
Okay, I would like to welcome you to our Samhain service. As a pagan and a lifelong pagan, this is my favorite time of the year. Now that we've allowed ourselves to take a much-needed break from the ever-chaotic times to relax and meditate in the Mother's Forest, I want to share with you about Samhain, one of the more important Sabbats on the pagan calendar and one of my personal favorites. The brief history of Samhain, I'm sure we're mostly familiar with, but Samhain has been celebrated in Britain for centuries, and it has its origin in the pagan Celtic traditions. It is the time of year when the veils between the worlds are the thinnest, when the spirits of the dead can easily mingle with the living. A popular way this has been celebrated is called a dumb supper. In some cultures, this is a dinner in the deceased's honor. A plate is prepared for the guest of honor, and often of their favorites, and is set at the head of the table. The dinner is then done in silence. Other traditions and cultures can be seen celebrating a feast at the grave sites of their beloved. For modern pagans, death is still the central theme for the holiday and is not considered a morbid event. For pagans, death is not a thing to be feared. It is accepted as part of life and is necessary to the circle of life. It is also the last harvest of the year. The last Sabbath for the year on the pagan calendar is Samhain, and pagans tend to go all out for this holiday. And I do want to right here send a special thanks to everyone that made this service possible. There are many. I don't want to leave out any names, but we have Ashley, Corbin, Xander, Marianne, Lisa Marie, Maggie, Barb, Spencer, James, Tracy, Pat, and Sandy. And I hope I didn't leave anybody out, but everyone has participated in this. I hope you enjoyed it. So, in the last harvest of the year, all the crops are done. They're gone. This is then celebrated with the large bonfires, stories, and a huge feast. Can I get some volunteers to pass out some apples? If you'd like an apple, they've been washed. Yeah, I don't have enough baskets. I think we have enough apples for everyone. If you want one, take one. And a big thanks to Barb for getting our apples. Do we have enough? There's a lot of people here today. Come for our chili. You guys up there want an apple? Mary Ann, whip one up there. Seriously, she'll throw one up there for you if you want one. Nah, he's like, no, I'll pass. Okay. Now, another big part of Samhain is honoring our ancestors. And this is done in several different ways. But today we have a few candles here that have not been lit. Surprisingly, we have some that have not been lit. And if you have an honored loved one that has passed and you would like to light a candle in their honor, please come forward and we might be able to light it. I mean, let's see. We can always try or pretend. Want to try it? I don't think we have any real flames over there. Were you able to get one, Pat? Were you able to light one? No, not yet. Okay. There we go. Team effort, team effort. Fire is not my friend. I am not a fire sign. I'm earth. Pat is a fire sign. There you go, Gary. Thank you. Anybody else want to light a candle? Come on up. That's why you were lighting our lights, right? Are you? Anyone else? Okay. In acknowledging and honoring of our ancestors and other loved ones who have crossed over, we look back not only at the pain and anguish that we did suffer in losing them, but the celebration of life that we have when we were with them. All of the moments in life we shared, the small milestones, the birthdays, the accomplishments, the achievements. Each of us experienced this with our loved ones while they were present in our lives. These should be remembered warmly and fondly. These many memories warm our hearts and touch our souls, and may we carry them with us for the rest of our days. Thank you for allowing me to take you on the journey with me today to celebrate the Samhain Fest. Blessed be. Now, if you brought something for our table to honor a loved one, please be sure and get it, either now or after, because we have a big chili cook-off in here today. Thank you so much.
Hello, everybody. It's about time for our offering, but before I get started on that, I'd like to say that for the UUA Disaster Relief Fund, we are proud to say that you guys collected over $800. $842. You did it. Yeah. We choose to welcome the spirit of life to join in our aliveness and share our resources. This month, we are sharing Loose Change for Social Change with Family Giving. Family Giving through the middle of December will go to Hearts in Motion that help women that have been abused, leaving with their children, leaving their terrible life behind and in a safe place, and we help them get started. And through Hearts in Motion.
for your prayers, your presence, your service, and your gifts. We are truly grateful. And now I have quite a few announcements. The first, I'd like to say, today's our chili cook-off. Don't forget, I hope everybody bought money. It's $5 for a bowl, an empty bowl, and you could have as much chili as you want, but try to sample everybody's. And then voting is putting money in their cups, and whoever has the most money at the end of it wins the chili cook-off. And all the proceeds go straight to the church. And new people, orientation, if anybody wants to become a member, I've talked to quite a few of you that really want to. I'm hoping that you still do, and there are others. We will be having orientation this Wednesday and the following Wednesday at 6 o'clock on our church Zoom, and then 2 more in December, the first Wednesday and the second Wednesday at 6 o'clock on our church Zoom. And Pastor Tom will be giving the orientation, and I'm hoping that all the membership people will be there, or try to, if you can. You have any questions, contact me. Sandy, she went out there. Carla, or Pastor Tom, who'll be back next week, but so kind of late for that. Okay. Our church will once again be participating in sharing the harvest. We will partner with other congregations to collect bags for Thanksgiving meals for families in need. A list of what needs to go in these bags is in this week's upcoming. And there's a list on the table by the nursery. The in-gathering, where we collect all the bags, will be Thursday, November 21st at 6 p.m. at Pastor Leah's First United Methodist Church in Hobart. Another one, Joni and Hope will be hosting a barbecue dinner fundraiser at Pastor Leah's First United Methodist Church in Hobart this coming Saturday, November 9th, from 11 to 7. The proceeds will be divided between both of Pastor Leah's United Methodist Church and our church. We need volunteers to food prep, for greeters, setup, cleanup, and servers. We also need monetary donations to go towards the food. We are aiming for $350 for each of the 3 congregations. Please share far and wide and bring your friends and family this Saturday at Hobart United Methodist and eat some great food. I went to their restaurants when they still had a restaurant years ago. I used to go there, and it's great food. You won't be disappointed. And Faith in Action invites the congregation to gather for breakfast or coffee at Tiny's Breakfast Club in Gary on Friday, November 8th. At 9 a.m. It is part of an invitation to explore and celebrate diversity in our area businesses and to help uplift the businesses in these communities that don't get support from outside. See Pete, Cindy, Michelle, or Marianne for more information, or if you need to call carpool. There is a kids' spiritual exploration meeting after chili cook-off at 1 p.m. today. If you have families in our congregation and would like to put into action by volunteering to help out once a month, see Michelle. Michelle, are you here? After the service. She could really use help. Anybody else have did I miss anything? Anybody else have anything they need to say? Oh, cups. Wheel of the Year has, or Cups, has their calendars for the new year available. See Patricia. Okay. Thank you. Hobart. Hmm? Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you. Tracy?
Hi, I'm Tracy. I'm the chair of the search committee for a new minister. So we set up a small survey that should be in the upcoming and is also on one of the iPads out in the hallway with some basic questions on how what brought you here and stuff like that. So to get a better feel on what kind of candidate we need, we really need your input on what keeps you coming back and what's this from. So whatever. Read the questions. Obviously, I'm butchering it right now, but get back to us as soon as possible. We're trying to get into the search realm on December 1st. So, thank you.
Thank you. Now please rise in body or spirit to join in singing hymn number 52 in the sweet something. In the sweet fields of autumn. You can be seated. Thank you. Late October by Maya Angelou. Carefully, the leaves of autumn sprinkle down the spinny sound of little dyings, and skies sated of ruddy sunsets and roseate dawns. Roil ceaselessly in cobweb grays and turn to black for comfort. Only lovers see the fall, a signal end to endings. A gruffish gesture alerting those who will not be alarmed that we begin to stop in order simply to begin again. Thank you.
Dancing may do this and that and help you take off lots of fat, but I'm no friend of dancing when it's hot. So if you are a dancing fool who loves to dance but can't keep cool, must bear in mind the idea that I've got. When it gets too hot for comfort and you can't get ice cream cones, take no sin to take off your skin and dance around in your bones. When the lazy syncopation of the music softly moans, take no sin to take off your skin and dance around in your bones. Polar bears aren't green up in Greenland, they've got the right idea. They think it's great to refrigerate while we all cremate down here. Just be like those bamboo babies in the South Sea tropic zones. Take no sin to take off your skin and dance around in your bones. When you're calling up your sweetie in those hothouse telephones, take no sin to take off your skin and dance around in your bones. When you're on a crowded dance floor near those red-hot saxophones, take no sin to take off your skin and dance around in your bones.
Thank you, Maggie. Thank you, Jeremy. And now would you join me in extinguishing the chalice? We extinguish this flame, but not the warmth of community. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Thank you. Chili cook-off time. Yes.